is fantastic if there is a core with you, who you can who can take advantage of your extra damage component. So anybody who has a high white damage is a really fantastic person to be around and to support as Venge. PA not so much because her damage doesn't scale that well, but obviously the crit factor does. So I'm a bit mixed on the PA because whereas her white damage isn't that much, so even if you at max level you're boosting her by 36%, at maximum you're giving her maybe 20 damage, maybe. So it's not that much, but then again, oh, well, it's going to be maybe more than 30. Maybe it's going to be around 30, 35. But then at the same time, when she does 450 times percentage, 4.5 times that damage, it is going to be a significant amount. So
Right.
I'm a bit iffy on that. Still, Benji is a very versatile support. She has you'll notice something in supports. One thing in supports that they are mostly either defensive supports or offensive supports. Dazzle and a
Yep.
defensive support, and Lion an offensive support. But Benji has
Yep.
both. She has the offensive in the magic missile, and well, you can say defensive or offensive in the way of terror because it kind of like deters the enemies from going in if they have like -6 armor. They have to wait out like 15 seconds or something. Yeah, 15 seconds. And also, this is also a bit offensive, and then this can be used defensively and offensively. Most of the time, you're going to use it defensively. So you can really play her in very many different situations, and this makes her a really fantastic first pick. Um, as far as her item build, skill build, and all that is concerned, once again, very defensive. You want to max out Magic Missile if there is somebody like a Void in the off lane who you want to keep him locked down for as long as possible. At level 1 Void, you're not really doing any damage. It's going to backtrack all the damage during the stun duration. It's almost like you want to do the maximum amount of damage before throwing down the stun to ensure that damage is like dealt. You do 200 damage, you throw down the stun, and you know that the 200 damage you dealt, he's not gonna time walk it off. Um, you want to max this out if you have somebody like a tiny, somebody like a morphling, because these guys have really high white damage. So when you
Gotcha.
actually stand next to them with Vengeance Aura, not really next to them, it's got 900 AOE. So if you stand within the 900 AOE, and if you hover over this, once you get it, you'll be able to see. You can actually see the range, so you can actually always make sure that you're in range of Vengeance Aura, and you will give them like 100 plus damage. Like at max level, if there's a morphling and he's got decent items, you will easily be buffing him up to like he'll be dealing 500 plus damage. The 36% extra is not going to be 500 damage alone, but I mean like his total damage. So
Right.
that's when you want to max this out. And Wave of Terror is when the enemy has this is maxing this out is when you're not gonna max out magic missile. So you're gonna have magic missile at level 1, and you're gonna max these two out really. And similarly, it's when you have lots of right click people, and the offlaner is you don't really want to keep him locked down for the extra 6 seconds, and the extra 225 damage. You and the one other extra person are gonna deal more damage from the right clicks in that 1.2 seconds than the 225 damage from the zero point 0.6 seconds extra. So that's when you kind of want to max these two out. And most of the time, these days, because of the uh, meta cores, you're most of the time is going to keep this magic missile at level 1. However, as I said, against Void, you're probably going to max this out, especially because you've got a long duration chain stun with the combination. Oh, there's not a Void in this. Okay. So with Windrunner, okay, so because you're in a tri lane, and there is a Windrunner, you really don't care about keeping her locked down for that long. Um, but because of a tri lane, having boosting all three of you people's damage is going to be much more beneficial. So having points in Vengeance Aura and Wave of Terror are going to be much more useful, especially with very so good for you.
Okay.
Anyway, so you ran out of mana. Ooh, cool. 23 seconds is when you want to pull this.
Yeah.
So a bit of a mistake there, but it's okay. Oh, one thing that I actually paused it for, and then I unpaused it just to remind you. The funny thing is, if you'd done that, it probably wouldn't have resulted in this kill. But at the beginning, what you want to do is you want to go over here and you want to harass the offlaner just till like 40 seconds. So 10 seconds for 10 seconds you want to harass the offlaner, and then you want to make your way over here and pull the camp, because what psychology is behind this is that you go in, you right click the offlaner, and he's like, oh, okay, the support is standing there harassing me, so he moves back, and then you make your way over here and you start pulling, and he's still thinking, oh, the support could still be there, so
Yeah.
it's gonna waste a lot of his time.
Got
um,
it.
and what you can also do is, if he actually moves in right back in, thinking, oh, he's probably gone back to pull, you can just turn right back around and you can catch him out of position over here and get a kill.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, actually, that's if you'd come earlier, would have been even more likely that you're gonna kill,
Yeah.
because Alina was already doing what I just said. You should have been doing. All right, moving on. Okay, so keep an, when you're a tri lane, it's really not good to be playing a tri-lane sub 4K, because people don't really understand how a tri-lane is supposed to work, because you end up all three of you end up being under leveled by a lot, and you guys don't really like when it's a tri-lane. You have to, number one, make sure you get the stacks going, and you can actually do stack pull through every single time. You can do a pull through because one person is constantly harassing. So what you can
Right.
do is you can either pull through one at a time. So like one time you do it, one time this guy does it, so that you can both spread out the XP evenly, or you can let the four position just get the pulls constantly, while the five position just standing there, just getting under leveled. But that's fine because he's probably a dazzle or something like that who really doesn't,
Yeah.
it doesn't really care. So, and the other thing is that every 2 minutes you want to make sure you control this top rune. That's where the strength of the tri lane is, where that you actually are helping out the mid as well as the top, and you're defeating the off laner. So there's
Right.
a lot, but right now all you guys are doing is well, you did kill the windrunner, but you're not really zoning her out. She's actually level 2. I'm actually a bit surprised. So she's actually level. She's managed to gain level 2. You're not even level 2 yet, and she's level 2. So this is something that should not happen. You guys are letting through creep waves to her. That's another thing that shouldn't happen. You guys, neither of you really control the rune. So you could have taken the rune, and this is gonna push again, because this was a single camp, and the creeps aren't gonna die. And he is actually screwing everything up because the creep is. Wow. Okay, so your carry is not really great either. Ooh. Alright, so once you see that guy is TP'd out, and then what you need to do is immediately go and look at other lanes, because now
Okay.
you being in this lane is not really useful. You want to keep TP on yourself, and on a Benji, actually he actually is where if you go over was it this one? It opens this year. Oh, oh no, no, this one. This is a support bench, by the way. I'm not even kidding.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Look. It's a full support bench. She transition. This is what the power of bench is. She can transition into a core.
Gotcha.
That's not the bench name. Yeah, this one. So we did end up. Oh, we won this game. This is not this. So if you wanna see the early game movements, then you can watch this game because Veggie is really strong as a ganker early on. You get a smoke, you go in the mid lane, you gank the mid lane, and you kill them constantly. Obviously, it's not possible if it's a puck or something, but sniper, you definitely you can kill him. Storm Spirit, you can definitely kill him constantly up until he turns level 6, which he still hasn't at 5 minutes in. So,
Okay.
and vision wise, you're doing okay. Yeah, I'm okay with your vision. Definitely happy with that. I don't know if Dina plays those board or you plays this mid board, but really like this. Oh, 6 card. Oh. Yeah, I don't know who plays this mid board, but this is really fantastic. Okay, so she's. Oh, this guy actually plays the board himself.
Yeah.
So you should have placed that board there. And see, this is the ward which he probably placed it at around 4 minutes because it was nighttime, and then that's when you need the vision. So he probably placed it himself at around that time so that he could get some vision on the background of the storm.
Right.
Is that YouTube? Perfect, perfect. Oh, okay. Actually, let's go back to this. You had full mana. You had full mana, and you even had the clarity going. So what you could have done is just thrown down a few stuns on the Genji just to harass him. And to be honest, you could have actually just bought a salve and some smokes and whatnot, and just gone to the mid lane to gank.
Okay.
Because if you notice, you went all the way from here, you walked all the way to base, and then you're walking all the way over here. 6 minutes in, you're still level 2. You're at like the lowest, probably the lowest. You're literally at the lowest. Even this guy is level 3. So you could have TP'd to the lane. You're going for the rune, but there's no vision, and so it was a dangerous play from you because there was no vision over here, and they
Mm-hmm.
were missing from the map. But rune time, like it's not really safe to go over here anyway, because somebody is gonna be there taking the rune. You didn't even have boots. A nice last today. I like that you stayed in this lane afterwards because this is literally XP right underneath, super safe XP right underneath the tower. But you don't want to move too far forward. Like this movement is dangerous. This was a dangerous move right now. The Wraith King could have been farming here, and the Ancient Aberration could have been here, and they could have had a board here, seeing you move right into their jungle, and then Wraith King stuns you, Ancient Aberration slows you, and you're pretty much dead. So that was a
Mm-hmm.
very dangerous play. Um, I guess you ensured that he did the rules. The only issue is now you have mana. All right. So it looks like,
Yeah.
as I said earlier, like every single lane, won. You guys won every single lane. Pretty strong, pretty
Yeah.
strong picks. And
But
this
I
is
definitely have learned a lot about like better positioning and
yeah, positioning is really
better
key when you
warning
play.
and
And by the
mm,
way, the biggest reason why these guys lost so hard in the early game is because of the jungle Wraith King. This jungle Wraith King does not contribute anything, and he farms really slow. Like, look at this, 10 minutes in. Of course, he's going for really horrible item choices right now. Like, he has no boots, even ground boots, even he's not going to chase anybody, and he's just feeding himself. But the biggest problem is the jungle Wraith King farms slow and doesn't actually contribute anything early on. He can't even go in and stun often because his stun mana is so long. So
right.
anyway, yeah. So that was